This video contains flashing light, gory, and violence, blood. If you don't like these things, leave before it's too late. Hello guys, it's me, Piggymas, and this is a very special video. I'm going to be explaining my creepypastas, and I like seeing how people make their own, but this time we're going to be doing just only 10 to 20, instead of not my all 30 to 40, because I have 40 total creepypastas, but that's going to take to 30 to 50 minutes. So for this, I'm just going to explain 10 to 20, which is probably going to take like 21 minutes. So let's just get in. You guys can't deny that people have made some Roblox Piggy creepypastas, and for me, I have made one during 2021 to 2023 in the modern days. So we're going to be explaining all 10 to 20, or 20, shall we say, and maybe a bonus 21. Get it? 21? I'm kidding. Alright, this time this video is no joke. Chapter 1. Jack Smiler. Jack Smiler is the one that started it all for me. Before, there was only one version, but now there are 3 versions. The first one, which is the normal one, Jack Smiler. The second one, which is Jack Smiler 2. Third one, Jack Smiler 3, which is the powerful of them all. The very first encounter was during in August and October of 2021, when I wanted to post this to Twitter or Facebook. If you guys just don't have time to read it, I'll explain it. I was trying to grind for coins. Then I joined this guy's private server, looking suspicious. I joined it anyway. Then there was a new chapter called Die. I pressed it, then it said has been selected. Then it loaded in. Everything looked normal in the house map until when I went upstairs. When I went upstairs, everything turned black. The lights went out. And if you guys can't picture that in your mind, I'll just pull the video up, which is probably there. Then I saw a ghost crying in front of the stairs, or shall I say next to the door, outside. I walked up to him, then suddenly my screen went black. Then after that I saw the face. Then a red pupil popped up. Then after that I got kicked out, and I was banned for 1 day. I still really like the idea of people making Roblox Piggy creepypastas, just like Gorilla Tag creepypastas. Like the one that's called PBBV. I think that's what it's called. It's the very first creepypasta during August of 2021. But how did I not heard of this? Anyways, but this guy is literally dangerous, so don't come across him. And he only joins private servers. But if you pick the Die chapter, then you have to leave immediately, or you will get banned for 1 day. But still, this guy is a very dangerous hunter, because he likes hunting and killing its food. And at least he's not a cannibal. He'll eat other animals, including humans. So, that's Jack Smiler. And also, he's just a ghost. But still, he could be a very dangerous one. And he's probably the same size as your Roblox character. Or a little bit a foot. So, he's like up to 7 feet tall. Chapter 2. Hangry. Hangry is a black and red pig that basically is a cannibal, just like Starved Eggman from the Sonic EXE creepypasta. But the big difference with this is that Hangry has claws to inflict a kill, and including the worst thing is he'll eat his own kind, because he's a pig, and he'll eat his own kind without any hesitant. He'll just literally murder them, literally rip their eyes out, eat their brains, guts, anything that literally has a left corpse of it. But Starved, Eggman, he basically just doesn't have anything, but he does have his little robot called Furnace to catch and cook them, or the little Mobias, or animals in the Sonic universe. So basically, this guy was found during the forest of October 2021. When I posted this picture right here, saw this weird thing. I don't know what it is. I left the game immediately. Didn't want to do Mr. Stitchy quest. Cause the Mr. Stitchy quest, what was it? Or was it a lie? But still, this guy is also dangerous because he could kick you out of the game. Chapter 3. Plaguey. So Plaguey is like one of the most unique creepypastas ever. So the way how this is a unique creepypasta is, you know how like the player model works? Like if this internet is slow or delayed, then it's just gonna load in a gray character or a noob Like, you guys know what a noob is. Or for Piggy, that basically just loads your skin in. It might be able to turn the old Piggy, but that was back then during 2021 of September to close to October, so it's almost there. So now you know how the player model works, let's get into the creepypasta. So during at that time, there was a hacker named Tubers93. So before, he had a plan to hack Meep City, but instead he wanted to hack something else, such as Piggy. So he decided loading more models, like models that you can't even make a lot. So he uploaded during over 50,000 models of just a gray plain Piggy. But still, people thought the pig, or the Piggy name, the L was an I, making it turn into an L, so making it Plaguey, or Piggy shall we say, making it even more unique. But still, after that, he started invading every server until everybody left the game. So if you want to look for the model, or how the hacker is, but that no longer exists, but back then it did. So if you do want to look for it, it's in every server. And if you want to look for the hacker that clones every model, then just join a random public server. Chapter 4 to 5, Angel and Devil, Halloween and Christmas, still the same thing. So both the Angel and Devil are one of the most best creepypastas. So it's around like to 8 to 7 on the rank top to top. So it's a top 8 to 7 for both of them. So let's first get to the Angel creepypasta. So the Angel creepypasta is basically the regular Angel skin, but it's a fallen angel because she did not really do well in heaven. And after that, she fell to the floor, cracked her head, and not revealing her real face. Because if they would, then the other people would get sent to heaven because of how bright it is. They say it feels like a sun right in front of your face. But still, this fallen angel basically helps out people on which path to go through. Which you want to go to the right or wrong path. If you choose the right path, then you'll end up getting a best reward, including you'll go to heaven. So the reward is, for you, you'll be very wealthy and have good luck for 10 years for being the kindest person. But if you choose the wrong path, then well, you'll go to heck. I'm not saying the other word. Okay, fine, I'll say the word hell. Okay, so now let's move on to the devil one. So it's basically like the real devil Piggy. So the real devil Piggy is like still obviously evil. But still, this son transformed into a mindless evil monster. Literally, it's just sending people down there. Whoever did the wrong mistakes, even one wrong mistake, send them down there and question them why they do that. If they answer correctly, or if they admit it, then they'll be. But still, if you don't admit it, then you'll be stuck down there and you'll get your heart ripped out. So still, that's quite creepy. But still, in the game, you can get these skins, but not anymore. So still, if you get them, basically one attack is basically a giant halo for the angel, and then a giant spear sword for the devil. So basically, these guys are kind of like the scariest but the best creepypastas ever. And still, the encounter was during October and December of 2021, but close to the end of 2021 to 2022. Chapter 5 is 6.5, Jack Smiler 2 and Jack Smiler 3. So, Jack Smiler 2 is basically taking place of Jack Smiler. Besides, for some reason, he's the weakest of the family. And also, he came out during close to the same day. So, he came out during... Actually, no, not really, because he came out during December. And then Jack Smiler 2 came out during January 2022. But still, Jack Smiler 2 is basically a darkish gray type with yellow stripes. But he's the weakest because he came out sick during the process. Next we got Jack Smiler 3, which is the strongest of the Jack Smiler family. So the origin of this and what this took place during January of 2022. And I think I made a mistake on where I didn't say Jack Smiler 3. But still, he came out during 2023. So the difference between his Jack Smiler 2 and Jack Smiler 1 is that Jack Smiler 3 is quite the strongest, like he's the strongest, like actually. But let's get into the color. The color is basically a turquoise, which is a shiny type beautiful color with yellow stripes and a bit of blue on the dress. So the way how this works is he was created in a lab just like the other Jack Smilers, and including he broke out weak. Then he touched the toxic waste. But when he touched the toxic waste, he gained full power, and he was able to break out of the lab, and he was on the loose and just terrorized a bunch of people. Like so far, over 5,000 people were killed by him, like each day. So that's like, including in 2 weeks, that's like 20,000 people dead by him. So he's still the strongest. And guess what? And you know how both Jack Smilers have claws? Well, he has two, besides the claws are venomous. And basically, it's the same thing as like this prehistoric lizard called Megalini or something like that. And basically, if he slices you or touches you with his claws, then it's basically, it'll bleed you out. And guess what? If he can't find you, he'll still claim the kill. Because you'll just bleed out and just die. Like, you'll bleed out crazy. And you'll only have like 10 minutes to live. So yeah, and then you'll be dead. Chapter 6, Warning Robbie. So Warning Robbie can come through any servers. And basically what he does is he'll warn you if something comes by. Like such as something dangerous, but not as a piggy bot. Or a player. But so he'll just come out and just warn you. And if you don't leave the server in like 5 minutes, he'll just kick you off so he can protect you. So still, it doesn't matter if you stay there or not. You're still gonna get kicked. But if you stay there for even longer, and if he doesn't kick you, then you're probably screwed, and you might get banned for over 3 days. And he might turn evil, because he has the power to turn evil, and he basically can just ban you out of the game. And once he does, his eyes turn red, and he says, die. But basically, his whole time, he's basically holding a sign, and he was encountered during January and February of 2022. So, basically, it's a helpful Robbie before Robbie became a thing. But still, that's what basically more information. And also, Kona did not make him. The store made him. But still, he does come around, just help you, that's it. So he's technically harmless, but if you do not obey his rules, then he will be harmful. Chapter 7, Help Izzy. So Help Izzy is the first mutual creepypasta ever. So this Izzy will come around in your server and help you fight against any creepypasta that's going after you, such as Jack Smiler and Hangry. So all of that, like evil forces. So she'll come and save the day. But still, not as like Warning Robbie. Like Warning Robbie, he'll just do nothing. And he'll just talk to Izzy. But still, if you do mess with her, or if you just talk back to her, then she'll just come at you, then she'll stab you with her fencing sword, and just ban you off the game for 5 days. But still, isn't that friendly? Isn't that mean? Doing something helpful and then going against you? But only unless if you disturb her. If you disturb her, then still things will just not go as good. And still, the encounter was during February of 2022. But still, it's still the very first mutual creepypasta, and also she's one of the fastest creepypasta characters ever. Unlike the others are just kind of like the average speed of running or floating. But still, she runs very fast. She can run up to 60 miles an hour just like a cheetah. But still, so basically she wears the same thing, like her purple clothes, so she's basically the same. Unless if you disturb her. If you disturb her, then her eyes will just turn red. Still, just to let you know. But still, she comes to help. But still, attack too if you disturb her. Chapter 8, Afio. So, Afio is one of the most confusing creepypastas ever. But still, this is like the joke of the creepypasta, because this one was made during the same day as April Fool's. So this was still like a joke of a creepypasta. So what this is, it's just like a deformed piggy, and basically just goes in servers and just trolls people. So it's not really of a scary creepypasta, but it's just more annoying. And including he does sing memes, and you can also command him to sing memes. So he's kind of a helpful one, and he's kind of the one to like, but still annoying at the same time. So still, and also he's supposed to be a hacker of a pig, and that hacker is Tubers93, the same person who would hack all the models in the Plaguey model and just evaded the server. But still, the color obviously is just a regular piggy, and still, it basically just goes in servers and just trolls. And one of the encounters I've seen of him were pretty funny. But still, there's also the warning Robbie, because still he can be quite of a dangerous hazard to himself and other players. Because still he can literally just kick you out of the game. But still, the best thing is you could just join back, and it won't be a problem. So I guess you're kind of safe. And still, he just makes a lot of meme noises, basically trying to cheer you up or make you laugh. Anything to satisfy you. Chapter 9, Sark. So Sark is a pretty old creature, but still, I'm not saying it's an old creepypasta, but it's kind of like closer to the newer one. So it existed during April and May of 2022. So almost the same day as like when I made the Piggy Special Fun video, but when it first began, or almost first began. So Sark is a prehistoric animal. I mean, I wouldn't call it a prehistoric animal, I would call it a prehistoric crocodile. So it's almost similar to Alphys, but he's an alligator, so it makes him completely different. So he's a pretty old and big alligator. So for his age was up to 60 to 7 years old. I'm at 60 to 70 years old. So he's quite of an old fella. So what makes different him from Alphys is that he's a crocodilian, but also he's a lot bigger than him in Alphys, and his jaw is wider. But the creepypasta thing is that people hated him and thought he just wants to murder himself or murk himself. And he didn't like it, but even though he was just a sweet old man, even Alphys didn't like him because he thought he would hurt him because he's bigger and ginormous than him. I mean, he wasn't that big from him. He was probably like 20 feet taller than Alphys. But even this is what Alphys said: "Get out of here, you stupid crocodilian. You don't deserve to be in our family." But still, that's wrong. He's literally a part of the family. Then after that, he takes matters to his own hands. He became to his primordial self and started eating people, swallowing them whole. Because his jaw and throat was so big that he could swallow a whole human and animal in his mouth, even bigger like an elephant. So still, he is kind of dangerous. And where you can find him, you can find him in the private server in the sewers map, but you have to get lucky because he comes out in a 12% chance. But still, this guy existed over 100,000 years ago, but also his family existed during 1,000,000 years ago. So still, he's quite of an old generation of alligators and crocodiles. But still, you better watch out, otherwise he might rip your head out. Chapter 10, Shadow. So Shadow is technically this black shadow-like pig that always stands in shadows or dark corners or places. But still, it's the most confusing question. It's like where people say, that thing is this, but it's technically not this. But still, it's like, this thing's a shadow, but it's not a shadow, so it's confusing. But so this is one of the most difficult creepypastas to ever discover. So still, basically goes in dark places, and it basically lures you with its long claws that can grow up to 3 feet tall, and it can easily slice you. And it hurts because it can swing up to 800 force, or 800 pounds of force. And still, once you're getting near to a dark corner, he snatches you, preventing you from leaving. And still, this is one of the most coolest ghosts, or yeah, because he's technically a ghost, but still creepypasta. And he was discovered during April to May. And still, that's all. Let's move on to chapter 11. Chapter 11, Not Rain. So this one is one of the rarest creepypastas you ever encounter. So if you see rain outside your game, no, like not outside in real life or IRL, like in the game, like if Piggy's like raining in the house, then chances are you encounter the rain Piggy. So this one is, I wouldn't say it's scary, but if you go outside while it's raining, in the game though, then it will jump scare you, randomly. But still, if you continue with the game, you'll just get randomly jump scared, which is terrifying. And still, and if you get touched by the rain, you'll be cursed in your Roblox character, and your character will turn gray. No, like, not like the laggy internet one, but still. And still, this is just a giant cloud of a pig. And still, this comes from from a Greek god. But still, I don't remember which one, but still, it comes from a Greek god. And so this thing is up to 50 feet tall. but still. And including the way how the water drips, it's basically a trap. And including it just stands behind the house. So, but still, you can just pan your camera to look at him. But still, it's okay though. Nothing bad will happen if you just pan your camera and just look outside. But still, this one is quite terrifying because still, the random jump scares, which is so unpleasant. So let's move on to chapter 12 to 15. Chapter 12 to 15, Voices, Deadly, and Terror Series collab story. So first, I want to start off with Voices. So Voices is the second rarest creepypasta to encounter because once it's in your lobby, you hear voices. But still, the crazy thing is, it's a character that cannot be seen. Similar to Voices to Gorilla Tag, a gorilla that you cannot see. And you'll know it's in this lobby then when you hear voices, and it's going to ban you for over 3 days if you don't leave. But still, we don't know what the original color is, but eventually in the future I'll make a Voices. Now we got Deadly. It's similar to Banshee from Gorilla Tag and the actual urban myth of the lady from a supernatural being in Ireland. Even I heard of it. A bunch of people have seen her but did not survive. She's usually seen in a white dress and sings at the night. She hums in your window, knocks at your window too at night, but if you look out, she's gonna scream, warning that one of your family members is gonna die very soon or pass away soon. So it's still similar. It's a piggy with long claws, and it's all white and gray too, with white black eyes, but with no nose. And guess what? If you look at it, it will lag your game and then it will scream. But the crazy thing is, it'll ban you for over a month until your IP address. So similar to Banshee. Now we got the Terror Series story. So there was a guy that wanted to do a collab with Terror Series, but was a shadow developer. He didn't want it to do a collab, and he decided to threaten him. And then he got sent to jail because the police even heard about that. And then after that, he decided to let's just say off himself. I'm not gonna say the thing though, but still, I don't know if this video is for entertainment purposes. For entertainment though, but still, is it that serious over for a collab by offing yourself? And guess what? He's not alive until today. So that's the scary thing. And for Voices, still a very rare ghost, but only one video, which is for me, I've encountered. And same thing with Gorilla Tag. I've encountered it, and also another person that did. And also for Deadly, which is still Banshee and then the woman, she basically just hides around in the house, and if you find her, then she'll just stay there. But if you don't stay there for too long, then she'll come out and literally just chase after you and fly after you until she gets you. And then the collab one, he's gone forever. Chapter 16, House, Fire, and Big Spider. So first let's try House. So House is a reddish piggy that basically hides in your house and stays there for 60 days, or literally 2 months, and it just waits to attack you. So it's similar to Shadow, besides Shadow only hides in dark corners or dark spaces. So now this creepypasta existed during literally close to the next October to 2022, and then this guy is kind of scary, so he only exists in private servers. So now let's move on to Fire. So Fire is technically just a fiery ball piggy, and basically what he does is catch you on fire. And still October 2022, same time around as House ? And then he basically just lights you up on fire. And still, this guy's not as scary, but he just lights you on fire. We got Big Spider. This spider is up to 70 feet tall, and it's basically terrifying. So it's also another Halloween thing, so October 2022, and just stays there with you. And if you make a sudden movement or it detects anything, it will eat you. And including, it's a female. Chapter 20, The End. So the end is pretty similar to the Gorilla Tag ghost called End is Here, or End is Near. So still, this is the weirdest ghost, or yeah, because technically it's a ghost, and also the creepypasta. It's one of the weirder ones, and confusing. It's literally just called The End. And this one existed during the same time when Piggy Book 2 Chapter 12 came out, which is the end chapter of the game. And then he made a return during the hidden ending, which it was very confusing on why he came back. But still, all he does is just stand still, but if you get near him, he will ban you for 2 weeks, which that's not really as good, but still, this is going to be the most hated Piggy creepypasta ever. But still, he won't do anything unless if you get close to him. Just the same thing as end is near in Gorilla Tag. So he will basically just stand in the mirror in the shop and just not move. But if you get close, then he'll probably leak your IP address and ban you. Well, still the same thing, but the end won't basically leak your IP because it's impossible for him. Basically he'll just ban you. So still, I think I know what the name means. I think it means it's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching and hope you like and subscribe. And enjoy the video because part 2 will be out later this month or next month. Thank you guys for watching and bye. Hope you love the Piggymas Creepypasta stories or Roblox Piggy Creepypastas by Piggymas.